is not true, it can lead to lie. So we expose it. Whoa.
Today's message is titled Cults. Before the song drops, we're going to shine light on something that traps more people than most realize. This isn't about mocking anyone, it's about exposing manipulation and protecting souls. In plain, simple terms, I'll explain what a cult is, how control works, how people get pulled in, and the warning signs you should never ignore. Let's get into it. A cult is not just a weird group in the woods. A cult can look normal. It can look friendly. It can even look like a church. In simple terms, a cult is any group that controls people by replacing trust in God with trust in the group, the leader, or the system. A cult may talk about God, use the Bible, and say the name of Jesus, but the core issue is this: they twist truth and use control to keep people dependent. One big sign is submission to leadership that becomes almost unquestioned. In a healthy church, leaders can be respected, but they can also be questioned and tested. In a cult, the leader becomes too special. They're treated like a prophet, an apostle, or someone with a unique connection to God. The more you submit, the more you get praised, promoted, and rewarded, and that pulls you deeper in. Another sign is exclusivity. They claim, "We are the only true group," or "We are the last remnant," and everyone else is deceived. That mindset builds a wall between you and the outside world. It also creates a persecution complex, an us versus them mentality. If anyone challenges their doctrine, they call it persecution, and then use that as proof they must be right. Control is another major marker. Cults control what you do, how you think, and what you believe you're allowed to question. They may threaten you with fear. If you leave, you'll lose salvation, or God will curse you, or you'll lose your family, or your life will fall apart. That is not spiritual leadership. That is manipulation. Isolation is connected to control. The group minimizes your contact with outsiders. They don't always say, "Don't talk to anyone." Sometimes they shame outside voices and label everyone else dangerous. The goal is to make the group your whole world, your friends, your identity, and your source of truth. Many cults use something called love bombing. At first, they overwhelm you with attention, kindness, compliments, invitations, emotional support. It feels amazing, but the purpose is to transfer your emotional dependence from normal relationships to the group. After that, love becomes conditional. If you obey, you receive approval. If you question, love gets colder. Another red flag is special knowledge. A leader claims new revelations, visions, dreams, or private interpretations that nobody can verify. They may teach things that can't be proven, hidden secrets, unseen realities, special end times information. The more you accept their definitions, the harder it becomes to challenge them, because everything gets explained inside their bubble. Indoctrination keeps it going. They repeat the same talking points until it feels normal. Opposing views are mocked or misrepresented. Critical thinking is discouraged. Contradicting facts are ignored. That's why people stay even when things don't add up. They're trained to push down doubt and protect the group at all costs. A cult also often connects salvation to membership or submission. Instead of trusting Christ, people feel they must stay loyal to the organization, the leader, or the group's special knowledge to be safe. And if someone steps out of line, shunning happens. People get cut off or expelled. Fear of losing community becomes a cage. Cults can also control appearance standards, gender roles, and personal relationships. Sometimes it's strict rules, sometimes it becomes exploitation, but it always comes back to control. So how do you help someone? First, don't attack them like an enemy. Most people joined because a need was met. They found acceptance, purpose, answers, or belonging. To pull someone out takes time, patience, truth, and support. Replace fear with safety. Replace manipulation with real love. Help them think clearly again. Show inconsistencies gently. Help them reconnect with healthy relationships. And most importantly, point them back to Jesus, not as a tool of the group, but as the true Lord who frees people, not enslaves them. All right, now that you know what to look for, the song is about to begin. This track is called Cults. Listen closely and test everything by the truth.
Cults don't always look like cages. Sometimes they look like churches. So we test the message. We check the fruit. We refuse the chains.
They slide in quiet with a holy face, hidden knives wrapped in velvet grace. A new truth like a sparkling blade, but it cuts the soul and dims the name. They sell you fear, then sell the cure, make you dependent to feel secure. If leaving means you lose your place, that isn't love, it's controlling grace. Don't let them take your mind hostage with empty talk and ancient sounding knowledge. If it pulls you off the living Christ, it's smoke and red mirrors, dressed up night. Test the spirits, weigh the words. Truth stands firm when lies are heard. If the good news changes shape, turn your feet and make escape. You'll know them by the fruit they bear. Fear and pride are not his care. Christ alone, our cornerstone. We won't bow to a borrowed throne. They turn grace into a license to sin. Call darkness freedom, pull you in. Redefine Jesus, reshape the cross, then blame the sheep for what they lost. They gather crowds, they love the sound. They twist the word till truth is drowned. If you must praise them to be seen, that isn't shepherding, it's a scheme. Watch the money, watch the fame, watch the ones who love the stage flame. If godliness becomes a marketplace, the heart is far though they say his name. No fear-based faith, no man-made chains, no stay or die prophetic claims. If they demand your mind and breath, that's not the shepherd, that is theft. We don't need whispers from the dark, we need the word, the living spark. Christ alone, the holy flame, we follow him, not their name. Rules on rules like ladders to heaven, but ladders break when storms start shredding. They measure holiness by food and clothes, by secret words and coded oaths. They call it order, but it's fear. Keep you small to keep you near. Real leaders serve, they don't devour, they don't demand your life or power. Check the fruit,
Check the truth,
no more chains.
no more loops.
Christ is king. Well moved. We stand in light, we won't be bought. No captive hearts, no scripted thoughts. If it pulls you off the narrow way, we cut the rope and walk away. The gospel frees, it doesn't bind. It heals the soul, it clears the mind. Christ alone, our solid ground. Let every false throne crumble down. Truth can be tested. Love doesn't manipulate. Jesus saves, and we belong to him.